Right, so in this update I'm going to show you, or in this video, I'm going to show you the update to XBMC4Gamers, or explain some of the new features and some of the new stuff. So the main purpose of this update was a quality of life update, so basically make everything more accessible, simpler, easier to use, sort out menus, disable some stuff so that people can't change certain things, and also fix a few issues with XBMC and give features that people wanted. So now in this update there's a few more views. So there's 3 new views. This one is a little more RAM intensive, so I recommend this on 128MB systems. If you have a 64MB system, like me, I use my test Xbox, which is a version 1.6, I recommend disabling the fan art. If you disable the fan art, it works perfectly fine. With fan art, you get some of the artwork takes a while to load in, and you'll get hitching. So the next one is based on the PlayStation 4's interface. So as you can see, it now has and looks like a PlayStation 4. Well, it doesn't look like a PlayStation 4, but the layout kind of is similar, and it's further down so that you can see the fan art. But my favourite one is this one. This is the view I use. I like this view. Artwork, so if there is no artwork, you'll now get a nice thumbnail instead of the crappy looking one that was there before. Another thing now is, let's change this, so change this to this view. So now with the sub menu, or the menu that allows you to select applications and stuff like that, they now are all get their nice icons. You can also use the quick change, which lets you jump around. You press the back button and then you can jump to different menus straight away. That was in the previous update, but I don't see many people talk about it or use it. So whether you know it's there or not, I don't know. Another new thing is there's now an alternative synopsis view. So I'll show you Outrun 2. With the new artwork installer, which will begin up at the same time as this, there'll also be a new version of the downloader, which you'll need this version of the skin to use it. Older versions of the skin won't work with the downloader anymore. So you can update through it and you'll be able to use all the features. You'll be able to download applications and stuff like that again. But the artwork installer now will be updated as well by the time this video is up tomorrow, and you'll be able to stream preview videos for some games. Not all of them, there's about 250 so far. I'm waiting for a USB pen to come with all the captures on it, and I can start re-encoding them, upload them to the server, and then release another version of the artwork installer, so it'd be version 1.8. Or what I might do is just hold off with the new update one, or the new update now, until I get all them done. But the good thing is, all I need to do is replace files on a server and you get all the new videos. So there will be a pack available as well once all 1079 or whatever amount of games are done, but that'll be gigabytes. The artwork on the installer is a lot smaller. But like I was saying, there's an alternative synopsis view. So when you first run the synopsis, you will be asked, do you want the default view or the alternative view? So I prefer the alternative view, but some of you might prefer the default one. I like the alternative, so I select that. It will then tell you that you can change it in the skin setting toggles, and you can. But now when you load the synopsis, you'll get a nice synopsis view. And preview videos, if you have internet connection, will stream. And I also fixed the issue in XBMC where if a video reaches the end, so if it plays for more than 10 seconds, XBMC starts creating bookmarks, restore points, so that you can resume. Obviously with previews you don't need to resume. So I disabled that code inside XBMC, and that stops it reloading the games menu. So if you let a video run to 0, it won't, when you press back or the B button, it won't reload your games menu and sit there for like 30 seconds or 20 seconds or 15 seconds or however long, loading all your games again. So that's fixed. The options menu is different as well now. It gives you information, so you can see your IP address, the profile name, the drive space, if all drives are available, the current amount of memory left, and you can now enter game save settings. You can restart XBMC4Gamers, you can reboot the console, or you can shut it down. But we'll go into settings. So the downloader's just the same, there's nothing changed there, it looks the same. The new update though will force you, it will tell you have to update. It needs to be a skin version 1.2 or higher, so you need to be on the latest. The skin toggle or the skin settings have all been updated, so this has now been all ordered by alphabetical order and cleaned up just to look nicer. So in the top left of the screen on the games menu, you'll see my XBMC4Gamers logo. You can customize that. You can change its colour to whatever colour you want. So if you have a white background, you can change it to black, blue, whatever colour you want, so you can see it. You can enable a custom button on the options menu. So when you press the black button, the very top item will be whatever you want it to be, so you can have that shortcut to XBMC MU Station, or you can have a shortcut to a game, whatever you want. Just edit the label, set the XB location, and you're done. Higher fan art is for some of the views. Some of the views use the open box art, the slanted case, and the kind of double case, so you see the back and front. I recommend using the higher fan art for those, because then it doesn't look as if they're floating on top of the fan art. Hide played overlay, so the little control pad with a plus sign, you can hide that on posters. Same with the trainers overlay if you don't like them. You can hide the screenshot and reload skin context buttons. I always hide them because I don't like them, but they're there by default, so if you press the Y button it'll take a screenshot. Disable slow scrolling. If you disable that, you'll need to restart XBMC4Gamers, and once you do that, it'll allow you to scroll super fast. So what I'll do is I'll restart it and let you see that in a couple of minutes. Disable fast game passing. There's no need for this, but if you like seeing a progress bar, disable it if you want. If you want your games library with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games to load quicker, keep it disabled. Home window, you can now select the root, so it will load into the categories, so you'll be able to select applications, emulators, games, or homebrew, or you can jump directly into whatever one you want. So I'll set it to root just now. Like usual, this was the same, but it's tidied up, so I'll disable the login so that it automatically loads into new update. The quick change menu, if you add alternative sources, so if you add like PC ports or whatever to the sources, you can come in here and you can just enter the source name, so whatever you named it, enter it there and it will appear in the quick change menu. So because currently it's just applications, emulators, games and homebrew that you can do, but I'll allow you to add 6 more because that's plenty. Scripts, again tidied up. You can come in here, you can just pick them and it'll run the script. As you've seen, the dialogue is now updated as well. It's more modern, just looks nicer in my opinion. Thumbnail cleaner, same one before. The Xbox Game Work Artwork Installer, same again, and that's the same. So startup options, you can edit music playlists. That won't, if you go into that, it'll show nothing. Well, it'll show you your music that's on the hard drive, but there's no playlist currently. So you'd enable playlist, generate random playlist, done, and then it will play music on startup. Update check is enabled by default. Just like if you've watched the Emulation Station video, you have to enable the internet time synchronization option. If you don't, the script it doesn't connect to the internet for some reason in startup. Don't know why. Obviously initializes too late or whatever. When that's enabled, it initializes straight away. I faffed about with the source code. I couldn't be bothered. It does just it's enabled by default, but if you disable it, just re-enable it and leave it enabled because it will automatically set your time. And that's the skin settings. So I'll disable the alternative synopsis view. Appearance, you can now no longer change the skin, so that should stop your kids from coming in and changing skins. You can't do it anymore because there's no need to, there's no reason to. So yeah, I took that out. And you can press the black button to see the change log, which I'll quickly do in a second and show you. But I disabled the alternative synopsis view, so I'll show you this one. So here's the default one, the one that everybody's used to. And just like the previous one, you can watch videos from the internet. If a local file is found, it will use the local file, but these .strm files will be installed along with Artwork Installer, which means then if there is no video and I have one on the server, it will play it. Black button, and we'll go to settings, and I'll press the black button, and you can see the change log. So there's quite a lot changed. Again, this is just like source edits, fixes to the playlist, the intro video stuff and all that. I've updated scripts. There's a whole load of stuff, so you can read these. So you can have an MP4 file at that specific resolution. Have a lowish bit rate, too high, and XBMC will shudder with it. Shudder, sorry, not shutter, because the bit rate is too high and the CPU will be 100%. But the version down the bottom is wrong. That'll say version 1.2. And what was it I was going to show? Oh aye, so quickly restart. Each profile can have their own intro video. So if you disable auto login, or if you enable auto login, the profile can have its own intro video. So before, in the previous or the current version that's out prior, so versions prior to 1.2, it would use a global preview video, so it would be one setting affects all. I made it so that each profile can have their own one, but the only downside is you have to enable the automatic login. If you don't, the only profile that will run the intro is the login screen. So you'll get an intro and then it'll go to the login screen. But you know, that should be kind of, well, I do know what I was going to say there, but you can have intros for each profile. Rest of the changes are just, you know, you can get filter and ascending now. I forgot about those. So forgot about them. I'm sure they were in the previous update, but people never seem to kind of press left when they get up here, even though there's a wee chevron that comes in and kind of points to the left. But you can go in and you can search for whatever game you want. So right, and then you can get your game. So there's no category jumping and there's no letter jumping in this, because it's a dynamic menu. It's not a static one like XBMC for XBMC Emustation. I build those menus and I create the jump list and stuff like that, so I do all that when you scan in stuff. With this, because it's XBE files, it's all done by XBMC, it's all done by the back end. But there's a filter option where you can go in and you can search for a game if need be. If you want to change it, you just delete it and you're back to all your games. I'm sure that was in the last update, but it's been a while since I updated this. I can't remember, obviously, because I do it. I forget what's there and what's not. So if I've missed something, there's a change log. view the changelog, you'll see stuff. If not, then I'm just rambling. But anyway, this update is out, so enjoy it. You can get it for the downloader. Just go down to the downloader. The downloader will ask you update it, and then you'll be able to download the newest update, and it will install automatically for you. And the updater is now updated as well, so that's got a different look. It's just a plain, simple, generic looking updater, but it looks actually quite nice the way it's done. I just wanted something that kind of catches your eye, but is extremely simple, and it is that. So, thank you for watching, and as this is out on the 20th of December, Merry Christmas, or Happy Holiday, or if you don't celebrate Christmas or whatever. And yeah, enjoy. So, thanks for watching.